This is Victor Echo 3, India Romeo Romeo, your net controller for this evening's Capital City Net. This net meets most Monday evenings at this time to pass traffic and make announcements of interest to area amateurs. The net uses Victor Echo 2 Charlie Romeo Alpha, owned and operated by the Ottawa Amateur Radio Club, who also sponsors the net. This repeater requires a 100 Hz CT CSS tone for access. If you do not have a 100 Hz CT CSS tone, listen and transmit on 146.94 MHz. Remember to let the repeater tail drop first. The club also operates IRLP node 2040 on this repeater. All amateurs are welcome to check in to the net. Membership in the club is not a requirement. This is a controlled net, and all traffic should be passed through the net controller. This is Victor Echo 3, India Romeo Romeo, and my name is Clayton. First off, do we have any emergency or priority traffic this evening? Nothing heard. Next, do we have any general traffic or announcements?
Victor Echo 3, Foxtrot Kilo with 1.
Okay, I've got you, Mike. VE3FFK. Did you want to go right now or wait until folks have checked in?
It's best to wait till people have checked in, I think.
All right, let's do that. Are there any other general traffic or announcements? Nothing heard. Next, do we have any mobile or low power check-ins tonight?
Victor Alpha 3, Papa Echo Whiskey. Name is Jeffrey, in and out.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo, India Tango, Bicycle Mobile. Good evening. Name is Arthur.
Victor Echo 3, Hotel Victor Bravo, Mobile. My name is Hunter.
VE3ZQ, name is Alan.
Okay, we'll hold it there for a moment. I got VA3PEW, VA3BIT, VE3HWB, and VE3ZTU. Do we have any other mobile or low power check-ins this evening?
Victor Echo 3, Golf Victor India, Sydney on 450.
Okay, I got you as well, VE3GVI. Anyone else?
This is VE3 Hotel Victor Bravo. I believe you got Hotel Whiskey Bravo instead. Just correcting on that.
Okay, thanks, Hunter. I've got the Hotel Victor Bravo instead of Whiskey. Thanks for the correction. Are there any other low power or mobile check-ins?
Victor Echo 3, Bravo, Oscar Whiskey.
Okay, I've got VE3BOW. Any other low power or mobile check-ins? Okay, next on the agenda, do we have anyone with items they're looking for or wish to dispose of? Nothing heard. So in just a moment, we'll move into, we'll open up check-ins for anyone wishing to check in to the net tonight. Like usual, I'd like to throw out a question for people joining the net, and tonight the question is, have you made any interesting contacts lately? If so, I'd love to hear what the details are, and it can be anything, contact in an interesting place or using an interesting mode. whatever made it interesting for you. All right, so next I will take anybody else wishing to check into the net tonight. Please come now with your call sign and name, and try to space yourselves out. I'll take about 5 at a time, and then I will acknowledge you after that. So go ahead.
Victor Alpha 3, Zulu Tango Foxtrot. It's Jeremy.
Victor Alpha 3, Golf Foxtrot Yankee.
Okay, I got VA3 ZTF, VA3 JPX, and VA3 GFY. Anyone else tonight?
Victor Echo 3, Sierra Mike Foxtrot.
Okay, I got Victor Echo 3, Sierra Mike Foxtrot. Anyone else?
Victor Echo 3, Zulu Romeo Kilo. The name is Brian.
All right, good to have you in the log, Brian. VE2CRA. Anyone else around to keep Brian from being the last?
I think Brian is going to last forever. Over.
Yeah, he does like being down at the bottom of the log. So, all right, now that everyone's checked in, let's go back to Mike, VE3FFK, who had an announcement for us. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, VE3FFK. As some of you probably know, we've just started a Morse code class. By just started, I mean yesterday afternoon. So there are a bunch of students who are taking along, learning the code, and it turns out that several of them don't have keys yet. And once they learn how to receive, they're going to need to know how to send, which kind of implies having keys. So if anyone out there has keys that they're willing to donate or sell, either would be acceptable. Let me know, and I'll pass the word along to those who need them. We have on the order of, I would say, around 10 active students at this point. So there's a pretty hefty need for keys out there. So you could also put that down as a want in your list. Looking for keys.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Would anyone like to reply to Mike? Nothing heard. So let's carry on with our question of the night. So I'd like to hear whether you've made any interesting contacts lately. And if so, you can share the details with us. So we'll go back to Mike first, since you were at the top of the list. VE3FFK, you had any interesting contacts lately?
Not so much. I've been kind of going full tilt on getting this course up to speed, so I've been effectively off the air for about a week or so now.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Let's head on down the list. Next was Jeffrey, VA3 PEW. I know you were in and out, but I'll just do a quick check and see if you're still around.
Hi, Clayton. Yes, I'm still, but no, I haven't made any interesting contacts. But thanks for checking. VA3 PEW.
Okay, thanks, Jeffrey. Next is Arthur, VA3 BIT. Any interesting contacts lately?
Let's see, V3IRR, the group VA3 BIT Bicycle Mobile. I'm afraid not. Nothing lately. Nothing since I talked to VK2, VK3 LIP in Australia over IRLP, but that was about 3 weeks ago. So nothing since then, over.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that still counts as an interesting contact. Nonetheless, next up we have Hunter, VE3HVB. Have you made any interesting contacts?
Well, if you consider D-Star, I had a QSO with a guy in South Australia last night, but other than that, no, not really. It's just been business as usual. Back to the net. This is VE3HVB.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting, too. I guess similar to Arthur's, I presume the Internet was doing some of the work there, but still pretty cool that you can use a D-Star radio to talk to people all over the world. Next, we have Alan, VE3ZTU. Have you had any interesting contacts lately?
Not really. Unless you count getting my head stuffed full of M's, R's, and other letters.
All right, thanks, Alan. Next up is Sydney, VE3GVI. Have you been up to anything interesting on the air lately?
No, nothing on the air from me here to report. Good evening, all. Back to net.
All right, thanks, Sydney. Next, Dave, VE3BOW. Any interesting contacts?
Just like Hunter, I've been playing around with the digital modes a lot, and I was connected to, I think it was REF002 Alpha, and I had a very nice chat while I was cooking dinner with a firefighter in Norway who was on the midnight shift, and he was needing somebody to keep him awake as he sat there hoping there was no fires. So Gerta and I had a nice talk. I don't have his call sign to hand. It's on the logbook downstairs. But it was very fun. And then 2 minutes later, a fellow from South Korea came on, Ivan, and we talked to him. So it's a new thing for me, and it's a lot of fun. And just last night, I connected to the XLX 313 reflector that's a multiple D-Star, DMR, P25, Yaesu Fusion transcoded reflector. So anybody with any form of radio can meet on that reflector and have a conversation. So that lowers the barrier to entry for this sort of digital stuff, I think. Any kind of radio that works can point at a reflector that can transcode them, and everybody can hear it. I think that's really neat. Back to you, Clayton, VE3BOW.
Oh, thanks, Dave. That is, it's definitely neat that you can mix and match these digital modes and have reflectors that convert one to the other. I experienced a little bit of that myself a couple of months ago when I was playing around with DMR. I connected into a local repeater here, and I think it was linked up to some Yaesu System Fusion repeaters, and ended up chatting with somebody from somewhere in the northeastern United States as well. All right, so next on the list we have Jeremy, VA3ZTF. Have you had any interesting contacts lately?
Good evening, Clayton, and all on board. Well, I did snag Kosovo shortly after it became an official DXCC entity. Other than that, I haven't, as you know, my arm's in a sling, so I haven't been doing too much. A lot of point-and-click FT8. But I did get my packet station up and running with a cable hacked together to my ID 5100. So that's about the only interesting stuff I've been up to. Back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Jeremy. The FT8 reminds me, I still need to get on the air and try that. I used to do a lot of JT65, JT9, Whisper, and that kind of thing. And of course, FT8 is all the rage these days. It seems, I imagine the 15-second message times instead of 1 minute have made it quite a bit more popular. So I'm definitely going to have to try that out pretty soon. Next on the list we have James, VA3JPX. Any interesting contacts lately? Thanks, James. Yeah, as far as I know, it works the same as JT65 and JT9 in that, in each transmitting or receiving interval, you get a chance to send or transmit a very, very short message. And normally the sequence of messages during a contact is fixed, so you kind of exchange call signs and grid squares with the other person and then say 73 and it's over with. If it's anything like JT65 and JT9, you do have the ability to type in your own custom message, which some people do, but you have to fit it into 13 letters. So you got to be very concise. Sometimes people will, say your name, or they'll try and cram in a bit about their station, what kind of antenna they're using, or how much power they're using, or something. But not a lot of. It's definitely not a rag chewing mode. That's for sure. It's just about getting a contact done. Okay, so next on the list we have VA3GFY. Have you made any interesting contacts lately?
No, not lately. I got to move my antenna, 40-meter antenna. It seems every time I key up on it, I'm just ripping through my repeater. So I've got to move my antenna before I can make any decent contacts.
Thanks, Sean. Next we have VE3SMF. You have any interesting contacts lately?
Victor Echo 3, Sierra Mike Fox, Stewart in Riverside South. I've reactivated on QRP, and just looking at my QRP log over the past little bit, so all of this is from 6 to 10 watts output on 20 meters into Ukraine, in Canada, Austria, Spain, back in the U.S. again, Italy, Spain, French-Swiss border, Estonia, Colorado, Germany, another German station in Ukraine again, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, Washington State, another one in Spain, Ecuador, Mississippi, St. Lucia in the Caribbean, Lithuania, Germany, France, Bosnia, France again, in Guyana, just off the on the African west coast, Spain, France, Caracas, Venezuela. So that's been a lot of fun, and also just getting going on Echolink through the internet, and that's been a bit of a learning curve. VE3 Sierra Mike Foxtrot.
Well, thanks for sharing that. It's certainly impressive list of countries you have there on QRP, and it's always pleasantly surprising to see how far out you can get with just a small signal. All right, next we have Brian, VE3ZRK. Have you made any interesting contacts lately?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm much more of a soldering iron ham. Me and the microphone don't get together all that often. VE3ZRK.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian. All right, so that brings us to the end of the list for now. I guess I'll answer the question myself as well. I haven't actually been on the air very much lately. Probably that digital contact that I mentioned on DMR might have been the last one. that I made, but I did have one thing kicking around in my head that I should try soon, and that's that I've spent a bunch of time building a HD radio receiver and transmitter in software, and it would be really cool to make an amateur contact with that. There's nothing stopping, even though it's made for the FM broadcast band, there would be nothing stopping you from using it on the 70 centimeter band, and I've actually experimented a bit with that, but I haven't made a two-way QSO with it. So maybe I'll get together with somebody that's got a Lime SDR or something and see if we can make a two-way contact using HD radio. All right, so now we're at the end of the list. I will take one more call for check-ins to see if anyone else would like to join the Capital City Net this evening. So if you'd like to join us, please come now with your call sign and name.
VE3BOW recheck.
Okay, I heard VE3BOW for a recheck. Go ahead, Dave.
I'd be happy to tinker with the Lime SDR and your new toy.
Sounds great. Well, I'll get in touch with you if I need somebody to try out a QSO with. Anyone else wishing to join the Capital City FM net tonight? Nothing heard, so I will close the net for this evening. Thank you all for joining the net, and have a good evening. This is Victor Echo 3, India Romeo Romeo, closing the Capital City net.